This is the Honor 9X, and I've been using this phone for the past 6 months as my daily driver. There are a lot of things to like about this phone, and some things I don't like about it. So in this video, I want to share my thoughts and experience I had with the Honor 9X. Let's get the specs out of the way. The Honor 9X comes with a Kirin 710 processor, 4GB of RAM, 128GB of storage. On the back you have a triple lens setup with a 48MP f1.8 main lens, a 2MP depth sensor, and an 8MP f2.4 super wide lens. The fingerprint sensor is located on the back, where you also find the 4000mAh battery. The display is a 6.59-inch 1080p LCD screen, and the phone runs EMUI 9.1 based on Android 9 Pie. All these specs sound great for a budget phone, but how does it perform in real life? So first, let's talk about the design and build quality. This phone comes in two different colors, Midnight Black and Sapphire Blue. The one I have here is the Midnight Black version with 4GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, with an extendable microSD slot. And keep in mind, this is also the only option you have if you purchase it outside of China. The Honor 9X is definitely on the larger and heavier side, so if you have tiny hands, this might feel a bit large for you. The front and back are made out of glass with curved edges on the back and a metal frame, so that also means it easily picks up fingerprints, but with the transparent case this is not a problem. Thanks to the pop-up camera, you get a massive 6.59-inch notchless screen with a resolution of 1080 by 2340, which gives you sharp and pretty color-accurate image quality. So that means watching videos and playing games on this phone is very pleasing. You can also adjust the colors in the settings the way you like to. The viewing angles on this phone are also very good. There's a single firing speaker on the bottom of the phone, and I have to say it's not the best. The problem here is that the audio isn't loud and clear enough until you crank the volume all the way up to 100. And it still lacks a bit of clarity and bass, but don't worry, it still has a headphone jack, which is always a plus for a budget phone. Lastly, the phone also comes with a USB-C charging port. The fingerprint scanner on the back is very fast and accurate to my surprise. It instantly unlocks your phone even when you accidentally touch it. And the placement on the back also makes it easier to unlock your device while taking it out of your pocket. Besides the fingerprint scanner, you have the option to unlock the phone with the usual pattern or pin lock. And if you're wondering, no, it does not have face unlock. And if there was, I reckon it would be quite slow. When it comes to daily performance on this phone, it is pretty good. The Honor 9X is powered by a Kirin 710 chipset, which can handle almost every game without having major heating issues or crashing. Playing games like PUBG and Call of Duty was a nice experience, and most of the time I didn't notice any lag. However, Call of Duty is limited to only the low graphics settings, which is unfortunate. And PUBG runs fine with sometimes a few frame skippings here and there, and this was on medium settings. Using regular apps on a day-to-day usage, opening and closing apps all works fine, but I did notice some stuttering when switching between apps. The software on this device is EMUI 9.1 running on top of Android Pie. At first I was afraid that this phone wasn't gonna come with Google services, but because it was certified before the whole Huawei ban, it luckily did. EMUI comes with a lot of customizable features and modes, like the split screen option for multitasking and the one-handed mode. So basically what this mode does is, if you swipe on the navigation bar to the right or left, it puts you in one-handed mode and makes the screen smaller. So this way you can use the screen with basically one hand. You also have two different navigation styles. Standard style, having all your apps on the home screen, and for those who like to keep things clean and simple, there is also the typical drawer style. Unfortunately, there is no dark mode support yet, as that is only available on EMUI 10. Now whether you're a heavy or light user, you want to know how is the battery doing. Well, with 4000 mAh, you are almost guaranteed to last a full day on one single charge. When I was using Netflix, YouTube and other social media apps, I was still left with approximately 15% battery life at the end of the day. So obviously you have to charge it, and although the 10-watt charger does not support fast charging, I still noticed that this phone charges pretty fast. Let's take a look at the camera, which is one of the most important things people look for when they buy a phone. When I got this phone, I was very excited about the camera. but after using it I'm a little disappointed. The 48 megapixel main lens takes decent pictures under good lighting, and the colors are also pretty okay, but they lack the vibrance and sometimes look a bit washed out. When zoomed in, the details are not that great either, and it has this oil painting effect to it. Shooting at 48 megapixels also comes with a downside, which is that you cannot zoom in or use the burst mode, as this is only available at the 12 megapixel option. I also noticed that pictures shot at 12 megapixels tend to come out a little better than pictures shot at 48 megapixels. Huawei's camera app also comes with a bunch of other modes to shoot in, like the slow motion mode, the night mode, which is decent but not great as it produces a lot of noise, and the photos just look smudgy. Portrait mode on this device is surprisingly good, but the background separation does a poor job. So you could instead use the aperture mode, which allows you to adjust the depth of field, even in post. Lastly, the wide angle lens, which is just something you don't want to use for actual photography or landscape pictures, for example. Sure, it is fun to play around with it and it can be handy sometimes, but once again, the quality isn't that good. If you really want to improve your photos, I suggest you use the Pro mode because you have full control over all the settings. The 16 megapixel selfie camera does the job, but in bad lighting, you can get pale looking skin tones. When it comes to video recording, there are a few options here. You can shoot either in 720p, 1080p, 30fps, which comes with built-in AI image stabilization, and I do feel like it's a bit overdramatic. Lastly, you have 1080p, 60fps, but it does not support wide angle mode, nor does it has image stabilization, but overall the quality is pretty decent. My final thoughts. In the UK and many parts of Europe, you can pick up the Honor 9X for £250 or €200. Unfortunately, this device is not available in the US market yet, so you will have to get it from a store outside of the United States. Regardless of the price, I would say this phone is worth it in my opinion. Yes, the camera is not flagship level and the speaker lacks quality, but overall this phone is great for daily usage. The battery is great, you get an immersive notchless screen, the performance is good enough, and the software comes with a lot of customization options. Anyways, let me know what you think of this phone in the comments down below, like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.